edition of the SAU Women's Basketball Coaches Show. I'm Daniel Gallegos, joined alongside head women's basketball coach Rusty Rainbolt. And Coach, jumping back into conference play here this upcoming couple of days. But first, let's go ahead and rewind back to over Thanksgiving break. You guys played 3 games, relatively a long trip, going to Kingsville and then on to San Antonio. But some good things came out of that, 2-1 for your Lady Mule Riders. What'd you see out of that trip that you liked?
Well, it was a long trip, that was for sure, and being a new team, and that was our first real long overnight road trip. So again, that brings challenges within itself, and there's a lot of new first for us as a team to experience. And there was a lot of the positives, there was a lot of negatives, things that we learned that we've got to improve upon when we travel, and things that again that we responded in a positive manner too. And so we left Tuesday at 7 a.m. and drove. It felt like about 14 hours to Kingsville. It was a lot because of the weather. We had to drive a lot slower, and it was a lot longer trip than what it should have been. But then we got there and just went straight to bed and got up the next day and started trying to prepare a little bit and had to play. And the kids came out and played with a lot of energy and enthusiasm, and that was a good thing after such a long drive. And then we played, got a victory. Went to bed and got up and traveled the next morning early, and it was just kind of hectic and chaotic, but it was good. The kids had to respond to being on the road for 6 days and a lot of, in the hotel, practice, back, forth, just driving, and so the kids did a fairly decent job of handling that. We didn't play quite as well in the 3 games as we'd like to, but we did win 2 of the 3, and so that was a positive.
In those 2 wins, they were very close wins. You guys more or less had to hold on but battle your way to those victories. Is that something that you like to get as a coach, maybe those hard-fought victories as opposed to the blowouts to where everything's going well?
Yes and no. You'd like to think that you're talented enough to go in there and be the best team on the court and just control the game the whole time. And in a couple of those games, we were up 10 or 12 points and made some runs, and then we just had some slippage and allowed the teams to make their runs and get back in the game. In the Kingsville game, we had 3 or 4 different runs where we got up 10 or 12 points, and then just transition defense and three-point defense just kind of slipped, and that's basketball, but luckily we did win that game. But it is good to see our team getting battle-tested and have to play from behind late in the game, have to handle a lead late in the game, and as opposed to just being up so big where it's over, or being down so big where it's over. So all those experiences for us are a first, and they're good, and we need those. But we do need to play better at times.
Looking ahead to this upcoming weekend of games, conference games Thursday against Ouachita, and then a conference game on Saturday against Henderson State. These are going to be your first road conference games. What kind of challenges do you anticipate out of that, just being the first road games?
I think being a road game, we've played quite a bit on the road already with 3 scrimmages and then a couple games that we've had on the road. So being on the road is not going to be as big of an issue as just having to go play OBU and Henderson. OBU, even though they're struggling record-wise, they have played 4 of their first 5 on the road, and all 5 of them against very, very good competition. And I think they're a very good team, much better than the record shows. Whichever coach will say that, but that's the truth. They guard you really, really well. And they played Midwestern State, and they only had 7 turnovers against a team that presses and runs and was the conference champions last year in the Lone Star. So OBU is a very, very good team. And going there with a lot of tradition, they're going to fight hard and be tough. And Henderson is as well. They've got a new coach, and they're fun to watch, athletic, and play hard. And both games are going to be tough for us, and honestly, it's one of those things with our team right now, we don't know what to expect. Sometimes we come out and play really, really well, and sometimes we have to fight like we did this last weekend in those 3 games just to be in the game at the end. And so I think we're still trying to find our way of who we are and what team's going to step on the court every single day. But I think it's going to be, both games are going to be fairly evenly matched, and the best team's just going to have to play well to win.
Generally speaking, your team specifically, what do you think they will need to do in order to be successful in terms of your definition of
it? For this weekend especially, we're going to have to make shots. That's our biggest challenge. Is we're not built as a high-flying shooting team, and so everybody has kind of seen that, and they've adjusted their defensive game plan to make us, take perimeter shots. And luckily, up to this point, we've still been competitive in all of our games, even with people doing that. And the last game we played against Southwestern, we had a couple girls come out and hit some shots and felt like they just kind of got the weight off their back. And so that's a good thing. And I think we're fixing to turn the corner. But we need some girls to step up and shoot the ball better and shoot it with confidence. And part of that's me giving them some more freedom to shoot it. And then part of it's them going out and working hard enough on it and making some shots. But I think we just got to offensively take care of the ball better, and some people step up and make shots. And then, again, we spend probably 85% of our time in practice on defense, and I just feel like everything comes down to, again, we've got to guard better, have better rotations, and not have the mental mistakes that we've had on defense. But we just have to continue to get better in what we do, and I think that's a challenge for every coach right now with a new, young, veteran team or inexperienced team versus a veteran team. It's just trying to get on the right page all the time.
Well, we appreciate your time very much and looking forward to the couple slated conference games. Again, it'll be Ouachita Baptist up first this Thursday, starting at 5:30 at Ouachita and Arkadelphia, and you guys will more or less stay in Arkadelphia on Saturday as well, taking on Henderson State on the road. That game scheduled for 2:00 p.m. You can find more information on those games, live stats, live audio links, and all that good stuff for us on MuleRiderAthletics.com. Again, head basketball coach Rusty Rainbolt, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.